Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where we go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Folks, I want to start off with a book that I can't find on any timeline. That's because it came as an extra in a video game. It's called The Journal of Master Gnost-Dural. Now, it's just a journal of a Jedi Master who lived in the days of the Old Republic. He's accounting all the battles, the state of the Republic right now, the state of the galaxy, in fact, and a few thoughts were put in the journal as well. I really enjoyed this. It came as an extra in the collector's edition of the Old Republic game. Now, I actually have a copy here to show you as well. It's in hardback, so I really like that too. If you don't have the collector's edition of the game and didn't get the book, don't worry. You can find this on eBay for very cheap, or at least I did back in the day. It's not that hard to find either. I think I saw a few copies there last time I checked. Anyway, let me just tell you a little bit about this book. It comes with a few extras, and I'm going to show you what those extras are, just extra inserts. Like, for instance, this one I'm about to pull up is the Jedi Temple floor plan. That is very cool stuff right there. I really like that one. Anyway, other inserts that came with the book, actually. When you get the book, it should be in there. This one's the shield generator level there. That's really cool. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is really awesome. Let's see. The last one is the Treaty of Khorasan, section, make sure I got it, Article 15, section 9 of the Treaty of Khorasan. That is really awesome there. So there's a lot of cool stuff. Now, not every book will come with all the inserts. This one did because I think the guy who sold it to me, he even checked to look and see what was in it. He wasn't interested. So he just wanted to play the game, and I'm happy with that because all I wanted to do was read the book. So this book, is it worth your time? Yeah, if you're an Old Republic fan, I really did enjoy this book. It's written by Rob Chesney. It's one of the few things I really enjoyed from him. I didn't think he was that good of an author, just me personally, but I did enjoy this book. Now, after this book, you need to go to the Old Republic comic book series. It's also written by Rob Chesney, too. The first 3 issues of it was called the Treaty of Khorasan, and it's basically talking about the treaty that was signed at the end of Deceived, and about how it was a temporary peace between the Jedi and the Sith as both sides start to regroup. After that, you would go to issues 4, 5, and 6 called Blood of the Empire. Now, I want to mention something about Blood of the Empire. This is about a Sith apprentice called Teneb Kel, who is sent on a mission by the Sith Masters, which I really don't want to go too much into explaining it, but that's basically the gist of the story. He's going off to complete his mission. Now, this Blood of the Empire series is actually a series that takes place during or before the events of Deceive, somewhere in between there. It's kind of hard to tell. Why it is number 4, 5, and 6 in an Old Republic series that starts after Deceived, I have no idea. Blood of the Empire was originally a webcomic series that was printed out about the same time as the book was coming out. Now, they gave out, I believe it was 7 pages every Friday until the game was released. I think that's what it was. Like I said, my memory's really shoddy on that back in the day. But then Dark Horse decided to put it in comic book form. I am all about them putting web comics into comic book form. Yay, hooray. But this one seemed lazy, folks. To make it issues 4, 5, and 6 that happened before issues 1, 2, and 3 make no sense. Why not make it its own mini-series, right? Blood of the Empire, 1, 2, and 3. That's how it should have been. But they just decided to add it on to the ongoing series that they had at the time. Why? I think that whole series was a cash grab. I hate to say it, but I think it was. Unlike the books, I think the comic books, they just slapped the Old Republic label on and said, someone will buy it, just send it out there. Now again, Rob Chesney wrote this series, and it just didn't pull me in. The characters just weren't interesting enough for me. Plus, I didn't think the art was that good either. I hate to dog on this because I really like a lot of the material from the Old Republic, but this is something that it just wasn't as good to me. It wasn't. If you do think it's better, then you need to tell me in the comments, because I need reasons why, because me, it didn't impress. Now, the next book you're going to read after this is called Red Harvest. It was written by Joe Shriver, and it's meant to be the prequel to a previous book that came out called Death Troopers. So Red Harvest was originally supposed to be named Black Orchid, if you didn't know this. And they changed the name to Red Harvest to kind of mimic the old Blue Harvest. Blue Harvest, as you know, was the movie that Return of the Jedi was being filmed under to avoid crowds when they were filming in California. They just called it Blue Harvest, a horror beyond imagination or something like that. And Red Harvest basically is a play off Blue Harvest because it is a horror novel, and I really like the title. And it's about a Sith master, who is trying to find the formula to immortality. Of course, he needs this one plant to complete his formula. He sends a bounty hunter out there. Bounty hunter gets the plant, retrieves it, also brings back a Jedi AgriCorps member, Zoe Trace. Now, by the way, the Jedi AgriCorps were for either failed Padawans or Padawans who could not get a master. And so they were sent to the AgriCorps to kind of help these distant planets who were poor and didn't have much food grow subsistence for them, for the whole planet to live. So anyway, Zoe Trace travels over there with the bounty hunter, and of course the formula goes wrong and hilarity ensues. So, what did I think of Red Harvest? Well, folks, this is the number 8 book on my top 10 worst Star Wars books ever. Just a little note about my Star Wars book list. Someone convinced me to make number 2 down to number 10, I think. So as it stands right now, Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi Into the Void is now my new number 2 most hated novel. This one is number 8, and on worst novels, I should say. Not hated, but just it wasn't very good. And I have my reasons, and I'll give them to you now. There were 3 easy reasons. First off, the hero, Zoe Trace, the AgriCorps Jedi, not interesting at all to read about. You really don't care about her. In fact, she really doesn't do that much, in my opinion, to make her a hero. I wasn't interested in the main character, and there is a big issue. When you are not writing characters that people are interested in, the book is going to fail. I also didn't like how Zoe Trace defended herself against the zombies. I thought it was a little weak. The second reason I didn't think it was that good, they tried to describe how zombies came into the Star Wars universe. Just like every bad horror movie sequel does, they try to explain something that happened in the original, and what happens? Usually in the movies, it ends up not being as good as the original. Such is the case with Red Harvest. Not that good. You don't have to explain things like that to me. When I was reading Death Troopers, I wasn't sitting there thinking, how are zombies inside the Star Wars universe? That is crazy. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even care. I just enjoyed it as a story. Red Harvest tries to do the whole explain how it came to be, which, yeah, I guess it's okay to know, but it really didn't do much to reveal or add on to the story. Third reason why it wasn't that good was it tried to be too much. This takes place at a Sith Academy, so there's teenage Sith, there's teenage Sith zombies, there's teenage good Sith, there's teenage bad Sith. Like I said, he's basically a Sith vampire, the Sith Master is. That's kind of how he's read. And you get to where you just don't care. You don't care about them. I can't care about Sith kids. There aren't any good Sith kids. Sith are bad, right? Now, don't get me wrong, I love the Sith, but they're the bad guys. You're not going to make me feel sorry for the bad guys. I hope the whole planet gets wiped out with a zombie infestation. I don't care. To me, it felt like if the WB was going to make a movie about Sith or a TV show about Sith, it would be Red Harvest. It's some kind of teeny bopper horror movie. I Know What You Did Last Summer Sith novel. I didn't enjoy it at all. Plus the names, you get really confused after a while on who's who, but then you say, hey, guess what? Even better, I don't care anymore. So I'll just finish this book and be gone with it. So for that reason alone, that's why it gets number 8. Now, it did have some cool scenes, I mean, a zombie tauntaun and stuff like that, but overall, it just wasn't as good as it should or could have been. Folks, that's all the time I have for today. We will see you next week with another video.